Hey there, I haven't uploaded any video for a little while, I apologize for that. And the reason is it's been kind of Christmas lately. Now I have two big news. First one, I just received my FuelTech FT450 ECU that I'm going to use on the engine. And it's very exciting, I've been waiting for it for about a month now. I can't quite start wiring it yet, although I have many of the necessary items like sensors, cables, connectors, and so on, but I just don't have the room to walk around the engine wiring yet. And the reason is, well, that's the second news. I just got a new mill to convert to CNC. There it is. So I told you about this big boy in the last videos, but I couldn't drive to get it just because we were in lockdown recently. So I finally got a chance to hire a truck and put it apart and transport it here. And that was not an easy thing to do because, well, all assembled it weighs about 1.2 tons. And it doesn't look that big, but it is, it is very bulky. There's a lot of cast iron in it, obviously. And I had to take it all apart, remove the column, the saddle, the table, which is just here. And the base here was really the heaviest part, and I had to manage that with this very basic shop crane. Now here's the lathe, by the way, which you have seen doing all the work recently. Now, I won't go into much detail today. What you can see from the architecture is that this is a traveling column here in Z and in Y, and this saddle here travels this way, actually below the table, and then the table travels in X this way. And the gentleman to whom I bought it had already begun converting it to CNC, which made it very interesting for me. So you can see here there's already the motor support for Y, here for X, and it already had, well, a roller screw in X, in Y also, but it got replaced by a ball screw, and it's got already a ball screw in Z also. And I got it with the proper DMM 750 watt servos. You can also see here that those are a pair of pneumatic jacks to relieve the weight of the head and the column, so that the servo does not have that much of a heavy lifting to do. That's a quick view from the back side, where you can see the DMM servo fitted with a belt drive and the ball screw fitted just behind it. Now, of course, those are dovetails for X and Y, and there's a boxway here in Z. Now the travel will be about 400 millimeters in Z, 600 millimeters in X, and 250 millimeters in Y, which isn't huge, but it's still much larger than what I have today with this tiny machine. Also, it's much beefier. It has a 40 taper, it's AC40 spindle. Now, a couple of things. I want to get it fired as quickly as possible because it's taking up room where it is now, and I want to sell the other small machine I just showed you to make some room. So first thing was fitting again those two pneumatic jacks with a shorter travel. Not much to do, just a pair of adapters, although it involved trying to make a left-hand thread on the lathe with Centroid Acorn. And also removing this stock motor, which goes here on the back side and takes a lot of space on the back side that I cannot afford. So I really want it's maxed out in Z-. I want this to be as close to the wall as possible so that I don't waste space. there was the gearbox in there with gear change levers over there. And since I'm going to switch to a VFD, I removed all the internals for spare parts for someone who can use them. I'm just going to turn blanking caps on all of those holes. Then I'm going to put an automatic oiler on all those grease nipples. And the very big thing I have to do is fitting a servo or AC motor with VFD on this spindle. So basically, since this is a universal mill, you have the input shaft from the horizontal mode that's there, with the first stage here with spur gears, so that's removed. And then you have a shaft going this way, and a bevel gear that then drives the spindle. So most likely remove this shaft assembly and the bevel gear. You can see this is a small eccentric lobe oil pump that picks up the oil way down there, brings it up here, and then the oil is gravity fed on the bearings, tapered roller bearings here, and on this bevel gear. So I'm probably gonna have to remove this bevel gear and then fit a pulley wheel drive and then find some place for the motor. Now I would love to go for a clear path integral, but it's too expensive for me. I'm not making any money with this mill, not yet anyway. So I'm probably gonna go for a 3 kilowatt Chinese servo because it's going to be more compact and go down to a lower speed than an AC motor, which is good for tapping, even though that not even sure I'm going to try that because I'm not big on breaking taps in parts. But anyway, I kind of like the idea. So gotta do what I gotta do, and I'll let you know when I can get this to run.